Home, sewer, home. But hey, we got ourselves an ultimate move.
For how long we've been staying here, you never get quite used to that smell.
Also, you get to play Ninja Turtles.
You know, I just imagine at this point, Zook and Mayday just no longer have a sense of smell.
It's burned out.
They've just become an osmic.
I mean, would you? I mean, have the people of Vinyl City ever had a sense of smell?
Just cuts them. It's like, don't you guys smell it? And Zook's like, oh, the noses are mainly decorational at this point.
You know what? That just really reminds me of
functional nose.
That just reminds me of the joke that we talked about with Looney Tunes show, where Daffy's like, "Are you even a duck at all? I'm not sure. This thing pops off easily."
He just takes off his beak.
Instead, it'd be like, but instead it'd be Mayday like, "I don't know. This thing pops off really easily." And she just pops off her nose.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
can
honestly,
see her
some of
being that casual about it.
Honestly, some of the characters in this game look like they do have noses that could pop off easily. Like, they don't feel like they're naturally part of their overall physiology. Which I think is going to be most prominent with our next boss.
Yeah.
Well, that's art style. Oh, also, Big Zam.
Oh yeah, he moved in.
Yep.
Hey, here's our interview.
The main reason you would do these would be A, flavor text, and B, getting more fans as a result of these interviews. And I mean, here just an excuse to hear more of this fun voice acting is any good reason
that
for me.
That is a massive.
But be sure to keep your peepers. Oh yeah, no, it's big.
Oh my gosh,
but,
it is.
And remember to keep your peepers alert though, because the game will expect you to make at least one decision during one of these interviews.
Oh.
Well, actually, I think they do it for all of them, but you'll see what I mean.
At least one. But I will say, while we're doing this, I never took the opportunity to like actually look into and research. Is there do you know, Al? Is there any for these little choices? Is there actually like a difference in how many fans you get depending on which choice you make?
I do not know.
Okay.
If there is, I mean, honestly, if there is, I think it's incredibly inconsequential because you'll still get plenty of fans doing this anyway.
We kind of just, so I guess for those wondering, James and I just kind of ended up just like, I think we alternated, but we mainly just ended up choosing whatever just felt right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the joy of a playthrough, is that everyone is unique up to about 8 iterations, but still.
It's almost like we're literally playing a Telltale No Straight Roads adaptation right now.
Yep.
I also just love how you guys ask me questions about the game's design, like I worked on it or something. Just, Al, give me your art.
I mean, you played it. I'd hope you know at least some of the intricacies regarding the game's design.
You did play it, right?
Yeah.
I'd feel silly if I said, okay. I would not have. It's not. Don't worry. I would not have kicked you off the call had you not actually played the game. We're fine.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not part of the crew. I just happen to know people.
No, of course not. No.
Nah.
Yeah,
no.
We know.
Sorry. I mean, I guess what I was asking. Go ahead.
If it's any consolation, I think you're probably like even though we have like a few people that show up rarer than usual, I think you might be the first bona fide guest that we've had.
Oh
yeah.
Usually our guests end up unintentionally becoming regulars, depending on how often we find other things.
Yeah.
I'm a cheeky
You should see how
little
Pi's
guest.
been handling under our guys.
Shall I leave my shoes at the door? I don't wish to sully your house.
I mean, only if you want to leave your shoes at the door.
Don't worry, we have these handy dandy plastic bags with which to attach to your. I actually knew somebody who was like that.
Oh my god!
I had to put my shoe. I had to, without taking my shoes off.
Shoes.
Plastic shoe coverings around my shoes while I walked around. Did not work.
I just noticed DJ Zam actually has some pretty funky socks to go with his funky shirt. I like that.
The only thing I've noticed about Zam is that he looks like an older Inkling.
Older Inkling? Oh my god.
Kind of. I blame the headphones for that look. Also, bam, we got our Air Dash, we got our Shreks, we got our Inklings, we got our, get that ammo, and definitely want to get those parries in. So, you want to pay attention with these level ups because although the boards look kind of similar for everybody, there definitely are, the game definitely has unique directions they want you to take each of the character. Like, the game definitely treats Zook, even with it, like, as we already kind of got a glimpse of with his transformables, the game definitely treats Zook more like a support class who can heal and deal, area damage,
kinda has that
while Mayday is
personality.
full on offense.
Yeah, no, Mayday's a full-on tank.
It suits their personalities.
9-year-old.
Aw, she's cute.
I love how
And
she's
she
like.
looks like she's too young.
I love how she's like 9, like she's almost 10 years old. She's pretty close to preteen, but the fandom treats her like sweet, precious toddler baby.
I mean,
Well, she is.
It's just like you're
Well,
small.
out of everyone in the cast, she is the youngest.
Yeah,
yeah, she's
Right,
a literal,
and
she's a literal child prodigy.
little
and
baby
I will definitely
child.
say, just throwing this out there, and I will still say, just throwing this out there. Love the voice actors, love all their work, but you say that they treat her like a toddler baby, but I think somebody told the voice actress to all. I think the voice actress confused how old this character was actually supposed to be as well, with how they sound sometimes.
I don't know
didn't
if they
hear
were a
anything about
child or if
that.
they were older.
Yeah, I just think like I can see where they had the toddler thing just because of how the character sounds sometimes when they talk, especially in the interview, especially in the little commercial thing, which I will show off.
Oh yeah, she says she has
But
to
Yinu
wee
is a
wee.
master.
Like that's not something
Yes.
9-year-olds say.
She says that,
Well,
and
then
then the character
again,
who I swear is Omadon. Go
actually,
ahead.
you know what I think it is? I think maybe the footage is probably older footage from when she was way younger, and that's why she says, "I gotta go wee wee."
Oh,
That is
that's possible, yeah.
possible.
Yeah, I
Well,
think that's what it
regardless-
is.
Well, regardless, Yinu is a master pianist, and I guess I will agree with zero punctuation here in that on the surface it doesn't make quite as much sense that classical music also ends up being EDM, but you'll see how they mix that in. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
James,
Yeah, go on,
Yes.
get
There
moving.
you are.
I was about to. Depending on how long we stood there, I was about to be like, James, yes, we need to move our legs to walk, right?
Oh, you're right.
Gotcha.
That's what those are for.
I knew I was missing. They're mostly decorational. They mostly pop off.
Is this?
I thought they were just.
Is this
I thought they were
Sans when
just
he was
overly
alive?
thick.
This looks like Sans when he was alive.
No one knows.
I mean, there's the
No one
there's the
knows.
little
Said that.
blue streak
Now-
over his eye. There's the hot dog shirt.
Now that you say that, Hype's not gonna be able to see it potentially.
Gigi is Sans confirmed.
Well, you know.
Forget
Well,
the
I mean,
nest theory.
honestly, I was about to say,
Go
I'll
ahead.
take that over people like demanding that it's Ness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Oh yeah, we almost forgot to
Forget-
feed the gator.
You gotta feed the gator.
Not forgetting to feed our gator.
Little baby.
Oh, and as you're noticing from the fan count up there, yes, I have now done. I've now finished up doing more backtracking. This is after I've done the Sayu and the DJ Subatomic refight. So before we go any further, we're gonna make sure we can use these points to unlock ourselves the level 2 transformables. That's a freaking hefty cost. And look at that, you won't be able to unlock the level 3 transformables until you have attained over 50,000 experience points.
Yeah, and that's gonna take a lot of time and effort.
It'll take definitely depending on how conservative you are with your fan usage, like you may barely be able to afford it if you've done each of the fights each of the refights once. But it feels like the game was designed expecting you to play these multiple times, which I don't blame them. They're fun. Right, so we'll head over here. Oh, hang on, turn this on.
Yeah, turn that light on.
Okay, get some more fans.
It was starting to get a little
And,
dark
okay.
down there.
All right, let's listen to the commercial, and I'll splice in the audio so we can hear it better.
One of the greatest prodigies of
Oh,
our
also,
time.
hi, Omadon.
I knew it. I knew it was Omadon.
Winner of 6 consecutive international Bakat Awards.
I'm gonna put this next to Alice and Puddles and General Stragovich.
General Strogovich.
Okay, move on.
Now performing
So
as an
adorable.
NSR artist.
And I just noticed that other hand was
Live
Tatiana
at
with
Natra
Eve's
Concert
mother,
Hall,
or Ina's mother
a
in the back.
Yeah.
majestic
Can you hurry up, Mr. Voiceman? I need to go
Oh, Auntie Tatiana, that's such a cute idea.
I'm so done with
That is a cute idea. You know what? I like that.
Auntie
I'm all up for that.
Tatiana.
Auntie
Aw.
Tatiana.
Hey, you!
Not again!
Hey, how's it going? I love
Hi,
she's
Mia.
going right for it.
She'll never not be scared of us.
She's just a little
I'm
skittish.
not too sure about the friendly part, especially after what happened at Akasuka.
Oh, come on.
Shoo.
Alright.
Just
She's just like,
I feel like I feel like she'd be the one who, I don't know why I just had this image in my head of like, I feel like we would walk up and she's like, and she would, oh, hey, Barbara.
Hello.
Anyway, she would walk up and...
She would immediately take out pepper spray, use it, but because of the back to the decorative nose thing, Mayday would just stand there completely unfazed.
I have a feeling that Mayday would be immune to pepper spray regardless.
Well, I was about to say,
so too.
Even then, I don't know if the nose would be a factor, because isn't pepper spray something you usually spray in the person's eyes?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Okay,
Inhaling
fine.
it is also a big part
I had
of
a
it, though.
I had a dumb moment.
Like, inhaling it does
I had a dumb
cause
moment,
a lot of the
everybody.
effects.
Now, where were you?
I had a dumb moment, everybody, and thought pepper spray. For a second, I forgot how pepper spray actually worked and imagined like it made you sneeze. Now I remembered.
Well, I'm sure.
I get it, pepper spray.
There you go.
Well, I'm sure if you do spray it up someone's nose, it would make him sneeze.
Oh,
but I'm
I
pretty sure no one does that.
I just
No.
realized someone violated your hubby there.
Yeah, they spray painted Bed Bed
Bed
Bunk
Band
Bed
Junction.
and Beyond Junction onto its
Bunk Bed and
Beyond.
Beyond.
All right, let's just
They will
Let's
pay
turn the
with
city
their
and everybody's
blood.
like, somebody, and every time I do that, I feel like somebody's like, what? As they're just flying across the town,
They will pay with their
just holding
blood.
on for dear life. Anyway, we're gonna explore this place a little bit more.
Oh, photo booth.
So, okay, totally. I guess we have started to think. Yeah. Those things used to be everywhere, but I can't. Honestly, crap. Now I realize it. Yeah, holy crap! I never even considered that. Like, with how Instagram and Snapchat and filters are, these things are pretty much like dead.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, like
completely
you only
obsolete.
ever see them at
Oh,
malls,
yeah.
and they're usually not even functioning.
I was
Right,
about-
because your phone will do that all. And what's up?
back there, she was talking about how like the photo booth, there was even an option to like have your photo be taken with Miyu and with Sayu, and she's like, wait, why would I even want that?
Aww.
Sorry, Mayday,
May-
you like
as you
cute
learn-
things.
I mean,
Yeah,
as we'll
come
learn, Mayday almost like sometimes. Oh, hang on, let's turn on a hologram.
She's just a
There we go.
little Cinderella.
Mayday. I feel like there, as we're seeing into this, sometimes I feel like Mayday doesn't even like dislike the band behind it. Interesting
Oh, yeah, the
design.
XJ
I feel
poster.
like Mayday doesn't even like. I feel like Mayday doesn't even like hate the people she's fighting against all that
Oh, of
time.
course
It's just
not.
more so just like they're unfortunately like victims of circumstance. There are enemies of
They
circumstance.
just happen to be
Right.
in her way currently.
I
So
mean,
she feels like
honestly,
she
if they
has
give
to
it kind of
dislike them when she actually doesn't feel
It's
that animosity
honestly-
towards them.
I mean, honestly, Logan, it's not too much different from whenever the Gauls are taking on the fucking Roman army. Like
No,
they're just a
yeah.
victim of circumstances because they're doing their job. I mean, remember how Mansion of the
Yeah.
Gods ended?
Yeah, I remember that. They just.
Oh yeah, by the way, sorry about what happened with your Siren Goddess.
We destroyed them.
May, can't you see he's upset? No need to kick him while he's down. It appears Sayu was
Huh.
a false goddess after all.
My apologies.
She was merely
Your waifu wasn't
smoke and
real.
mirrors done by computer
You
machines.
didn't?
No.
You actually didn't get that?
I am ashamed to have.
I mean, he looks like he's a little behind, past the times.
Yeah. Oh, there's the poster in
Oh,
full
yeah,
in
XJ.
full force.
Oh.
There it is.
Sort of a visual kei band.
Hey, if you can.
Huh. Do any of the zines or art books go into detail about what this band was meant to be?
I think they were originally in a visual kei rock band that performed in Vinyl City, but with the push for EDM, they kind of fell out of popularity and weren't able to draw crowds anymore.
Oof.
I wonder if that'll go into something else we'll be dealing with later in the game.
And I wonder if we'll be able to talk a bit about why I love how everybody's treating it as though. Okay, I'll just say right now. I love how stuff like this was making everyone think, oh my gosh, boy bands are such a new thing when they've been around since the night. They've been around for way longer.
So
Have you all forgotten that
longer.
Radio Disney was a thing?
Oh god.
But everyone's like, but some people are here treating like, oh my gosh, boy bands started with K-pop. I'm like, no.
No,
It's
no,
like,
no, no, no,
do
no. They
yon-
started with
none
the
of y'all remember,
Beatles.
like- oh yeah, like gosh, boy bands date back to the
Beatles,
60s.
Beach
jeez.
Boy, the Beach
Yes.
Boys, freaking Boys to Men, and
Insane.
Oh, and,
Backstreet
it's actually-
Boys.
oh, yeah,
Boys.
And yeah,
Now-
it's actually here where we get the actual origin behind Sayu.
Everybody.
yeah, right here. I don't know where it started, but it must have been a fan thing. I'm trying to get a good view, but the camera. I wish there was a first. I would love if there was a first-person camera mode I could show
I don't
up. But
think
basically, I'm trying to show is that
I don't think the Mermaid Club
Yeah.
was the
Sayu-
origin. Like, it explains in the flash drive what her origin was.
it said it was like fan art of this though. I thought like this character belonged to this, and then Tila drew Raimi drew fan art, and then Tila. More on that later.
By the way, are you
But
borrowing this?
I feel like Sayu belonged to the that dating sim property, and then they acquired it or something.
No, that wasn't it. Like, think it was Remy
Uh-huh.
or Tila. So it was like Remy drew the mermaid first, and then Tila sang a song
Yes.
and used that artwork as like the thumbnail. And some people pointed out to her who
Right.
the artist was, and so she reached out to Remy, and that's how they started building the Sayu character, and then reaching out to Dodo and Sofa.
Right, which again, more on that later. But yeah, really, there's some very both fun, touching. They did a lot to flesh these characters out. Again, I really hope that this project like doesn't 100% get dropped, because there's absolutely things they could do or things they could expand upon with this.
Right? Like, it's such a
Well,
rich
enough about-
world that they've created here.
Right. But enough about me gushing about that for the umpteenth time. Let's gush about this place now. Welcome to the Natura District, which is all about classical and
Plants.
ornate music.
Plants!
And a whole bunch of fake nature. Yeah.
I connect with it a little bit because the big instrument that I learned growing up was piano.
Ooh.
For me, it was violin and clarinet. I played those, I mentioned it a couple times in some videos, but for Al's sake, I played violin from 4th grade up until college, and clarinet was from 5th grade all the way up to high school.
Huh.
Yeah.
I tried.
And then Hype, you have the bongos.
I tried doing saxophone in middle school. I hated it. I still know how to play a little bit of ukulele.
Ooh.
Ah. I learned ukulele a long time ago, but I never took lessons. I only learned like some of the chords and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's one of the simpler instruments I like.
Yeah, it's just fun to
What
doodle
about you,
on.
Hype?
Well, I have been meaning to try ukulele for the longest time, but I keep hearing very divisive things about it. I think I might just skip the first one and go straight to Impossible Maze.
Oh, you did not
There
just
you
do
go.
that.
Wow.
You did that. I saw what you did there. But genuinely, Hype. I guess apart from bongos, have you ever had any interest in learning another instrument?
Not extensively. First off, I love how you cite the bongos as like a classical orchestral music.
Well, I guess this is the part where I was using it as a like launch pad for just any instrument. But continue.
Timmy!
Yeah, honestly, I can't.
Hey, you.
Honestly, I don't know if I really have like a particular desire to dabble in any real instrument, personally speaking. I do have an appreciation for music, but it's never really something I want to like dabble in creatively, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it'd be more of a hobby thing.
And
like,
then-
I already almost like never stopped drawing, so it's just like I don't know if I can learn an entire new brain function at this point.
Yeah, basically the
That's
same here.
I guess. So I guess I will admit I'm curious. So James, like I know a while back you used to work with like Fruity Loops and stuff with music remixing, composition kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you? I guess where did your interest with that start, or like did you like ever learn any other like did you ever like actually play an instrument, or did you kind of just build up your musical knowledge from that?
I mostly built it up through my time with FL Studio, and I mean, I guess in some ways, even before that, there was Mario Paint and its whole music
that's
maker
fair.
program. Like someone actually did go out of their way to make an extensive little version of it that didn't require the
Yeah.
Mario Paint game itself, and I mean, it got the job done to some degree. But then I just decided to go ahead and go to the trouble of using FL Studio, and I mean, I for a little while I did extensively use it to make my custom remixes using sound fonts from other video games you may have played. But I mean, that was pretty much its own era of time, and I kind of just I've grown very much distant from that whole pastime now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
To the ire of most of my fan base here on YouTube.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Passion can come in that. So, lately with me,
I wonder what the cage is.
I've grown out of a. I mean, I grew out of a lot of things in the past, but like especially for like my passion ends up like coming in like bursts and things. Like sometimes I'm super into video editing, other times I'm super into voice acting, other times I'm super into artistry, coloring, other times music.
Well, that's common.
Yeah, there is such a thing of having a lot of interests and having to shuffle between them.
Right, and if this game has any sort of message, it's that your creativity and passion should not be controlled or dictated by others. It is your brainchild. So welcome to Yunu's approach. As I'm going to dictate how you should play the stage. You need to be very conservative. You need to be.
I wonder what the cages are symbolic of.
I get.
Whatever could that mean?
You're primarily going to be relying. So for this level, you're primarily going to be making use out of the little projectile notes you can acquire.
Which I guess that was something we were talking about. Is that another thing where I wish there was a more readily available way of getting notes that didn't involve upgrading or getting spending experience points. Like we were talking about this, where especially with how often they use certain enemy variants, especially in Eve's section, it almost makes you wish that they had like a dedicated melee attack and a dedicated weapon ranged attack, like for both of them.
That and also if you could actually do that ranged attack at all times, because this whole note stuff is, well, you can only use this for so much, and even then you can only really use it on airborne enemies.
Right. And as you'll be seeing in especially in this next fight, in the next part, it can at times severely limit how frequently you get to actually deal damage.
Yeah.
Which I guess I was talking about this earlier. That was another reason why I ended up liking Sayu's fight a bit more, is because that only really happens at the very end. Whereas, like in this fight, and especially the Tenten fight.
Oh, Tenten? Someone said Tenten?
You're. I was talking about how one of my biggest like complaints about some of the boss battles regarding with this ranged attack system. Also, I'm leading the way to make sure that Zook can hopefully get some healing items, but so far they're just giving him energy.
Yeah, so as far as the healables in this game, you can get like a bottle of, I assume, drink to refuel your stamina gauge. And you can also acquire fries or burgers to refuel your health.
And we want burgers because that's like good healing, but it's also slightly based on random chance. Okay, but right there, we used one of our specials to make it so that he would revive from half health. The other thing to note that we learned is this game has a Sonic the Hedgehog grading system, but it doesn't care about how you do in the approach stage.
Yeah, no.
The grade only cares about how you do in the boss itself.
Yes.
Sorry, where was I going with this? Anyway, but what we were saying, Al, was that I guess one of my least favorite things about Tenten, I love the music, I love the theme, more on that when we get to it, but my least favorite part about it is that the only real way you can deal actual damage to the boss is by using your note projectiles, and you have a very narrow window, so it ends up dragging the fight out a lot.
It's part of the challenge.
I know. And to their credit... thank you! And to their credit...
I thought you died.
I did, but James had to pick me up.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably the big thing about co-op that'll save your skin, is that if one character does end up kicking the bucket, the other one can revive them on the spot. Unlike in single player, where if one player goes down, that's it, game over.
There are some ways they balance it out in single player, though. I will admit, one is that you can swap between characters, and whoever is the inactive player does not take damage. But if you get healing items, I think it heals both of them. Or
I want to say it heals both of them. I forget.
There's something there. And once again, I guess since Jordy wasn't here the last time I said it, look up a YouTuber by the name of Drunken Luna, and they've uploaded all of these approach stages in full with all of their with all of the ways the music evolves throughout the whole course, as well as all of their guitar and drum solo sections.
Okay.
But
there she is, little angel baby.
Whew. Yep. Oh, it's actually the next part, Al. I think the first part auto played. No worries, that happened to me too. So, yep, no worries. One time we did in Haunted Mansion, I went on for 5 minutes thinking we were still going. So join us in the next vid for we'll be dealing with Angel Beb and learn about.
Baby's about to start.
Oh,
sorry.
I gotta go wee. Jordan, damn it, Jordan.